First Saturday off in quite a while, we're going to do a few jobs that have been waiting. So the V8 Grand has an issue with the auxiliary fan not running. It's a fan controller issue, I believe. I've ordered the part and it's kind of tucked in behind this headlight, so we have to do a little bit of a modification to get to it, but we're going to do that. We're going to then pull the van over to this side so that we can work on it, and it needs new front brake pads and shocks, so that should be quite simple. And the pickup hasn't run for about 12 months. It's waiting to have the transmission changed, which I'm going to get on. The battery's on charge, so fingers crossed we'll be able to start that up. Just make sure it's running all right before we drop the faulty transmission out. So here's the V8 WJ. We need to have a look at the fan control. Of course, the auxiliary fan just doesn't run at all. It sits in behind the main engine fan there. We've put power to it and it actually runs with direct feed, so it's the fan controller that's faulty now. The fan controller is hidden behind this headlight unit, so we need to pop that screw, that long bolt out, pull the headlamp unit out, and then we're going to have a look at accessing the fan controller. So that's the headlight out. Now what we need to do is access the fan controller, which is underneath this plastic here. So we're going to use a Dremel to cut out an access hole there so that we can get to it without removing large sections of the front of the car. And there it is. That's our fan controller. So it's going to be 2 bolts, one there. Pop that out and swap in the new one. You can see how much simpler it is just to cut out an access panel there, and that's also a pretty good indication that this is the original one and it hasn't been replaced before, at least not by a home mechanic. And with a quick turnaround, there we go. Van's on this side ready to go, and the Jeep's parked up over there. So we're going to be swapping out the front brake pads and the front shocks for these Rock Auto Specials. So let's get it up in the air and get the wheels off, and we'll get in there and have a look. So we're up in the air and I've got to the point where I need to remove the two caliper bolts, which are a 3/8 hex, just there, and guess who's lost his 3/8 hex socket, so I have to go and get one. Tool aisle at B&Q. And of course, no 9mm, because I think it's a 3/8. No 3/8 hex drive sockets. So I'm going to order one off Amazon, which will mean that I can't complete this today. It's going to be back on it tomorrow. And just to sum up, you know, how the day's going, if you have a look at the windscreen while we've been parked here at B&Q, yeah, that bird had some meal. So anyway, on to Amazon. I'm going to order a 3/8 socket, a 3/8 hex socket, and we'll get it done. So those didn't go to plan, or the van didn't anyway. So we've messed about with the van, got it up in the air, discovered that we can't do it, put it back down again. We've sorted out the access to the fan controller on the Jeep. So now we better have a look at the pickup. Okay, here it is. It's been parked up here since this time last year, when we lost reverse on the transmissions. It's just sat. Still looking quite tidy. So we need to swap this transmission out. We've got another one, but we need to make sure that this still runs. Well, there's some webs. So we're going to have a quick look and make sure that it starts up and runs as it should. Yeah. Okay, so I've had the battery on charge for the last couple of weeks, actually, on maintenance. So we'll get all that removed, and we'll have a quick look. It should be all right on fuel. The fuel, it's only a year old, and we'll give it a crank and see what happens. Let's get rid of the air filter. See if we can see what's going on in here. That's all free, and looks to be pumping, but we'll give it a go and see if it starts. That's a good sign. Okay, we'll give it some choke. We'll see. We're off. It definitely started. That's not bad, second turn of the key. Yeah, that's coming around nice. Smoking a bit. The choke off. Okay, choke off, and she's ticking over. I think we can call that the win of the day. Second turn of the key. Can't beat a good old small block Chevy, can you? That's going to do me for the day. It's just started to rain and there's some nice clouds growing over there, so a couple of little jobs done, a little bit of a failure. Crack on, mark it up to experience. Thanks for watching.